Hermes post-spend. What is Hermes post-spend? Why do you need it? And how much should you post-spend? Let's talk about it. My name is Tanya. I am an avid Hermes collector and I teach you how to buy Hermes bags. In my YouTube channel, on my Instagram and TikTok, I give lots of Hermes tips every week and actually help you increase odds of how to buy your dream Hermes bags. So if you love Hermes or want to buy Hermes bags, don't forget to subscribe and follow me on Instagram and TikTok for more H insider secrets. Lately, we have seen an increase in videos about Hermes post-spend. Why do we need it? Why it's important? What happens if you don't do it? And lastly, how much you should spend on Hermes post-spend. So I thought I would address it here of why it's actually so important to post-spend. But first and most importantly, let me explain on what Hermes post-spend is, because for those that are not so deep in the Hermes community, this may be a new concept to you. So let me explain what it is. And make sure you watch till the end so you don't make the same mistakes I did at the beginning of my journey. So what is Hermes post-spend? Most of us are familiar with what Hermes pre-spend is. Basically, Hermes pre-spend is when you go to an Hermes store and buy items that are not bags in order to get a bag. I know it sounds confusing, but it is what it is. Hermes wants us to spend money on other Hermes things in order to be qualified enough to be offered an Hermes bag. So things like clothes, shoes, home items, ready to wear, which are like Hermes clothes, men's items, pets, horses, furniture, you name it. I can keep going. So you need to spend a certain amount on Hermes things that are not bags in order to be offered an Hermes Birkin or a Kelly. So once you do get that offer, I know everybody's super excited. You're like, oh my God, I worked so hard for it. I spent so much money. You go to the store and you buy the bag. Now, after you bought the bag, technically your pre-spend resets and you need to spend more to get another bag should you want a second bag. So what post-spend is an in-between purchase. It's the purchase that you usually make the same day that you're offered the bag. Now, some say it goes towards your next quarter bag, maybe it's true, but it is an in-between amount that your SA still gets a commission on, so it still goes towards your purchase history, but in some stores it's not necessarily counted towards your next quarter bag. So why do you need to do a post-spend and why it's so important that we do it? So post-spend, it's almost like saying a thank you to your sales associate. And I know how ridiculous it sounds. You need to spend, $10, $15, $20,000 to be offered a bag, and then you need to spend $10, $15,000 on the bag, and then you also need to buy something else as a thank you to a sales associate. Like, I know how crazy it sounds, I know, but this is the Hermes game. So I'm here to make it real to you, and I'm here to set you up for success in your own journeys and to not make the same mistakes I did. So I'm going to tell you the times that I did the post-spend and the times that I didn't and how it worked out. So I don't want you to make the same mistakes I did. Now, moving on to a good amount of post-spend. What do I think is appropriate to do as a post-spend? I think anywhere between $1,000 and $3,000 or equivalent in your own currency is a good amount. I even want to say like maybe $1,000 to $2,000 would be like a very good amount to do a post-spend. You still walk away with your bag, maybe you get some accessories for your bag. Maybe you get some twillies, maybe you get, like a rodeo or whatever, and a pair of shoes. Or if you've been eyeing something else from Hermes, it may be a good time because it's almost like a thank you gift to your SA, and you're like, I'm not here just for the bag, I'm here for other things. However ridiculous it sounds, it works. Trust me, because the times that I did the post-spend, my SA was feeling very good about the purchase. I still had a very good relationship with the SA, but the times that I did not do a post-spend, my SAs were much slower to respond until I picked up the pace for my next quarter bag, and I was left on red for quite some time if I did not do a post-spend. Like, do you need to do it? It's not a big deal if you don't, if you go to Hermes like one once a month or something. Like, it's not a big deal if you don't, like I mentioned, but it's nice if you do, especially if you score a bag on vacation or something without purchase history. It's always nice to do a post spend just as a thank you, and this is something that I have been doing. It ensures that you still have a good relationship with the essays should you choose to return. You know, it ensures that the chance of them offering their card with their WhatsApp number is higher if you do some post spending as well, if you don't just basically grab the bag and run. I did not invent the Hermes rules. If I did, trust me, I would make them much friendlier, but it is marketing tactics and sales strategies. So I hope that I was able to educate you on what post spend is. Post spend is the purchase that you make on the same day that you buy a quarter bag that does not necessarily go towards your next quarter bag nor to the current quarter bag, and it is more of a thank you to your sales associate. And it's important to do it because you're showing that you're getting the bag in good faith, and again, thanking your sales associate for the kind offer. And if you want to excel at the Hermes game and learn more about their very controversial rules, definitely subscribe to my channel for the weekly dose of Hermes updates, news, and things like that, and follow me on Instagram. I spend so much time and effort making content for you guys so you get your dream Hermes bags. I do a free weekly Q&A on my stories, as well as Hermes countries, where we talk about how Hermes works in many different countries. So make sure you don't miss out on those. And as always, with love.